Silly butts, we back. Let's get it. I don't know, man. Oh, my bad, y'all. Hate allergy season. Let's get it, though.
We're talking about a basketball crime so heinous that they are disqualified from being the GOAT. Now, when we say basketball crime, what are we referring to? We're talking about a major blemish in a player's career that brings up doubts if they are truly deserving of the greatest of all time title. That's not to say that a perfect basketball career exists. Everyone has made mistakes.
Yeah.
But just like there are different classifications of crimes, there are different levels of basketball crimes.
Okay.
For instance, everyone has missed a free throw or committed a turnover that cost them a playoff series.
I thought he was talking about
Everyone
an assault
has shot
charge
poorly
or
from the
something.
field in a big playoff game. I consider these performances as basketball misdemeanors. But there are some players that committed Class A felonies. We're going to bring up 4 players who are in the GOAT discussion that are guilty of this.
Okay.
So let's put on our judicial robes. And
R.I.P. Dr. Phil, man.
These players should be guilty and sentenced to life
That's my
without
guy.
the GOAT title. Let's bring in the first player, Will Chamberlain.
Chamberlain?
The crime in question occurred in 1968 in the Eastern Division Finals against the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
He had a 3-1 series lead, and wilted.
We did a reaction to that video.
Let's set the stage here. In Game 5, the game was close into the fourth quarter, where the Celtics blew the Sixers away on the road. They were outscored by 15 points in the fourth quarter, and they lost by 18. Then in Game 6, they lost again, despite Hal Greer having the game of his life. He scored his playoff career high of 40 points on 63% shooting.
Who was that?
But Wilt was extremely inefficient. He went 6 of 21 from the field and 8 of 22 from the free throw line. The same player that averaged almost 60% from the field during the regular season couldn't make a basket. Now we get to Game 7.
What?
Wilt scored 14 points on 4.
That kind of makes sense now. Now I see why he ain't make that many free throws that game. First off, the boy got clamped up by Larry Bird and the Celtics. Well, I mean Larry Legend. You know what we gotta call him, man. Larry Legend and the Celtics. That boy Will Chamberlain got his butt kicked. He was up 3-1 in that series, and Larry Legend, he came back determined. But did y'all just see the way he shot that free throw? He shot it like underhand. He made 7 of those. I commend him. That's kind of hard when you've been up and down the court breathing for 4 quarters or however long, and you got to shoot a free throw. It's easy to do it like this, but to do it underhand, you know how much accuracy you got to have to do that? To make 7 of those? Hey, man, I give you some respect for that. But let's see what type of crime you committed, man. Because it's a different kind of video. I ain't never know you can commit a crime in basketball. I mean, other than a technical foul or flagrant, you know? But let's get it, silly butt.
Of 9 shooting. In the biggest game of the year, with their title hopes on the line, he shot a grand total of 1 time in the second half. What was his explanation for such a horrendous performance? He blamed his head coach, who apparently ordered him to not shoot. Are we buying this, ladies and gentlemen of the jury? The Sixers were already without Billy Cunningham, who was injured. Then Hal Greer, Chet Walker, and Wally Jones combined to shoot 24 of 69 from the field. This is where the coach would plead for the greatest offensive asset to take over the game, instead of deferring to his teammates, who were ice cold. But his lack of aggressiveness cost him the game. The result was that he was a part of the first team to ever blow a 3-1 series lead. And this is the same team that won 68 games the previous year and won 8 games more than the Celtics. They were the better team, even without Billy Cunningham. But this bitter playoff defeat falls on the shoulders of Chamberlain.
Definitely does.
If this had been a one-time offense, maybe we would be more receptive to pardon him.
He blew a 3-1 lead
This is all part of a pattern of behavior. Wilt hardly ever shows up in big moments. He did something similar in the 1969 finals when he barely averaged over 10 points for the series.
Look over here faking like
he scored 22 points on 7 of 15 shooting in Game 7 of the 1962 division finals. This was the same year when he averaged nearly 40 shots a game. I'm sorry to say this, but this should disqualify him from being the GOAT.
Hold on, I don't want to say
the
all
next
that now.
defendant is Kobe Bryant.
I wouldn't say he disqualified from being a GOAT, but I could definitely say, man, he wouldn't be that high class or high ranked as the GOAT. He's not Larry Legend or MJ or anything like that, but it's Wilt Chamberlain, man. Come on now, man. I do gotta say this though. Buddy, you 7 foot tall. I don't know how you was missing that many shots. I mean, I do know how you was going against Larry Legend in Boston Celtics. You know, Danny Ainge, you got McHale, you got so many greats on that team. I can understand, you know, on top of Larry Legend, barely missing any shots. You know, he was determined, y'all, you know. It was Larry Legend. But I wouldn't say Wilt Chamberlain don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame no more. I mean, if he tanking games, like, you know, if y'all know what tanking means, if he losing games on purpose because he just don't want to try because he probably feel like he got to do all the work or whatever the case may be, that's just, yeah, maybe you're not a GOAT then. Because, I mean, you got to put your team on your back. But other than that, I definitely still think Wilt Chamberlain's still a GOAT, though, you know? I ain't really doing too much. I ain't really watched too many videos on Wilt Chamberlain, but just based off of what I know about Wilt Chamberlain, I would definitely call him a GOAT, though. Most definitely. But let's get to it. What do you got to talk about Kobe, though? Come on, man. R.I.P. Kobe, man. How Kobe do? What did Kobe do? Come on now.
The crime in question occurred in 2004, the NBA Finals against the Detroit Pistons. This particular offense is more of a conspiracy, but is worth diving into. The Lakers were heavy favorites to win the title, and with good reason. The duo of Shaq and Kobe won 3 straight titles from 2000 to 2002. Now they added Gary Payton and Karl Malone. They were past their prime, but let's be real. They were still much more talented than the Pistons. Despite all of this, they lost the series in 5 games. Kobe did not perform well in defeat. He averaged 22.6 points per game on 38% shooting, and he also shot 17% from the 3. As we previously mentioned, everyone has had a bad series, even in the finals. It happens. That's not why Kobe is present on the court today. The reason is that he has been accused of throwing the series because he wanted to win Finals MVP over Shaq. From the outside looking in, you remember being perplexed by what Kobe was doing on the court. The Pistons kept baiting him to take tough shots, and he took the bait every single time. He kept taking tough contested shots, and he kept missing. The Pistons kept giving Shaq single coverage, and he kept ignoring him.
But that's Kobe.
Why was he playing like this? Let's bring in 2 witnesses to the court today. First, let's bring Chauncey Billups to the stand.
Big shot Billups.
Check out what he said in the All the Smoke podcast.
That's my dog.
You know, at that time, Kobe had won Finals MVP. It's always been Shaq. We knew they had their little thing, and we really played into that. You know, we really did. Like, we trapped Kobe. Kobe was really frustrated with us trapping him. We played Shaq man to man. Shaq getting 35 and 18, but we keep him on the floor because we
35 points, 18 rebounds.
You know what I'm saying? Like, our game plan was really good. It played into their psyche.
Now let's bring Kobe's former teammate, Kareem Rush, to the stands. Check out what he said in an interview with the Scoop B Radio. Quote, "I mean, the Pistons simply outplayed us. Karl Malone was hurt in that series. And I think Kobe selfishly wanted MVP. I think we were favored by everybody to win the series, you know. And at the time, Shaq had the first 3 Finals MVPs. So I think Kobe had the mindset with that as the primary focus. But I think he was really itching to get that MVP, and we got caught off guard by a better team." End of quote.
And he was missing everything.
These are 2 people who noticed Kobe letting his personal ambitions get in the way. And also, this is not the first time that he has been accused of throwing a game. Remember in Game 7 of the 2006 first round series against the Phoenix Suns, when he only took 3 shots in the second half? Did he take himself out of the offense just to prove a point? That's what it seemed like. Of course, he's never confirmed any of this. But none of this was made up by the media. Even the players who were directly involved in the series felt like he was playing the 2004 Finals to win his first Finals MVP over his teammate. And it cost the Lakers a chance at winning the title. I believe that series is the biggest black mark of his career, and it should also disqualify him from being the GOAT.
Nah, man, what? Come on, man. Come on, Basketball Universe, man. Come on, man. Hey, man, go like the video and subscribe to Basketball Universe. Shout out to him for doing the video. Definitely, I like it so far, but I definitely want to take Kobe out of the Hall of Fame. Kobe? Are you serious? Kobe Bryant out of the Hall of Fame? What is the Hall of Fame without Kobe Bryant? Come on now. But still, though, he played against the Pistons with Big Shot Billups, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, excuse me, Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince. And then y'all didn't even peep that. I don't think y'all peeped it. But I think AI was on that team, too, at the time. But at the end of the day, though, man, that team was legendary. They deserved to win the championship that year. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. That was legendary. That team, that was one of like the best. Like besides the Fab Five out of Michigan, Michigan Wolverines or Michigan State or something like that. Besides the Fab Five, I had Chris Webber and all the other greats on there. I can't think of it right now. That five players on that team right there. I don't think you get no better than that. I don't think we ran across a team with 5 stars on it that had such great chemistry as Detroit Pistons. You know, I don't think we ran across that, but that's me personally. That's my opinion. You know, I'm from Detroit too, though. So, but I'm not a real big Detroit Pistons fan, though. So it's not like I'm being biased here. I'm not. I'm just being honest. I definitely got to say, Big Shot Billups, Richard Hamilton, Tayshaun Prince, Ben Wallace, Rasheed Wallace, they was going crazy. They was going crazy. I think they even ran in the stands and start one year. You know what I mean? They was with the fans. That's how serious they wanted to win. But let's get back to the video, though. I don't want to hold y'all up. Silhouette.
Next defendant, we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay, Kareem.
The crime in question occurred in 2 different
seasons. He played for the Bucks?
In 1975 and 1976. What exactly did he do that was so bad? In his final season with the Milwaukee Bucks, he failed to reach the playoffs. Should he be penalized for this? I say no. There have been many great players who have failed to reach the post.
I've been waiting to say this for a while now. I had to find a perfect picture to pause it on. But that boy looked like Caesar from Planet of the Apes, man. when the monkey opened his voice and started speaking, and everybody was like, "Monkey can talk?" Hey, shout out to Kareem. Hey, I'm talking crap, though. I'm talking crap, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man. Don't come for me, bro. Don't come for me, man. I don't want no smoke with a 7'1" giant at all, man. You know, I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke, man. That was a joke. It was a joke. I'm sorry, y'all. And if you're a fan of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I don't want no smoke with you neither. But hey, man, that boy do look like I can't say I'm lying. Hey, y'all like the video yet? Then drop some in the comments too. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero, man. Let's get it. In a bit.
Season while in their prime. Players such as LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Steph Curry, and Hakeem Olajuwon have all been guilty of this. But you know what none of those players have been guilty of? Failing to reach the playoffs 2 years in a row. And that's what Kareem did. Now, I dedicated a full video on this subject matter, and I went in full depth to explain the 2 seasons in question. I highly recommend that you watch the video, since there are a lot of great information that I was able to find. But here is a brief summary of the 1976 season, his first year with the Lakers. He became the first player to win the MVP while missing the playoffs. He played all 82 games, and the Lakers still had a losing record. His team wasn't very talented in his defense. However, neither was every other team in the Western Conference except for the Warriors. Is he the greatest player of all time, supposed to carry his team to the playoffs in the least competitive season of the past 50 years?
Yes.
I would say that's the bare minimum. But if you want the full context,
no cap.
Watch the video and you could be the judge of this interesting debate. Our last defendant, we have LeBron James.
I ain't even about to say nothing about LeBron because he's still in the league, man. So look, all I gotta say is this: I know where he going. After he done already brought up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he done brought up Kobe. Who else did he bring up at the beginning of the who was it? Will Chamberlain. I already know where he's going with this with LeBron. LeBron is gonna have the same excuses as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is not running around saying he's the greatest of all time and anything like that. I honestly believe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar got inducted into the Hall of Fame because he was such a great basketball player at his position at such an early time in the league. You know, he was out rebounding people, and he was a king of hook shots. Him and Magic Johnson, them boys was doing hook shots like it was nothing. Like, y'all see my videos, y'all know I could do hook shots too. And some trick shots too, you know. But I ain't 7 foot tall. So I mean, it's probably 10 times easier for them. So I don't know, I kind of take away from it. But maybe I'm not about to do that. Let me shut up before I ruin it for myself. Let's get to it though.
The crime in question occurred in the 2010 playoffs against the Boston Celtics and the 2011 finals against the Dallas Mavericks. Let's present the evidence to the court. It first started in Game 5 of the 2010 semifinals.
That was my year, y'all.
I bring this up not because he scored 15 points on 3 of 14 shooting. It's a little effort that he seemed to be playing with.
Hold on, y'all. We all knew LeBron couldn't really shoot back then, though. Like, I could definitely commend LeBron, though. Like, real talk. When it came time for him to get down to the nitty gritty and had to really start shooting the ball, off season, LeBron was in the gym all summer practicing shots, getting a new form together. LeBron used to shoot like this. You know what I mean? We just seen it. Now he shoot kind of off to the side type. But the man barely missed. Like, he pulling up half court. He coming to the half court pulling up Steph Curry daddies from the logo. You know what I mean? So I definitely commend LeBron for getting his jump shot all the way A1. Because I ain't going to take that away from LeBron, most definitely. But being the greatest of all time or being better than Michael Jordan, all that extra little talk that be going on, being done in society night right now. After doing these Larry Legend videos too, especially, I was always a big fan of Michael Jordan. I never really thought LeBron was better than Michael Jordan. Yeah, statistically, he definitely up there, is better, so on and so forth. But after watching them play, I definitely would never have gave him that. But after watching Larry Legend, that really dropped drastically at this point. But no, I mean, I'm just saying, though, like, we got to give people their flowers, too, though, man. You know, he talking about crime, so, I mean, I guess LeBron didn't really do what he was supposed to do when he went against the Celtics, but it was the Celtics. It's like I said about the Pistons, and they had that good starting five, probably with a sixth man coming off the bench. So did the Celtics, man. They had Rondo, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett. They had Kendrick Perkins. Like, come on now, man. What could you do with that? What could you do with that? And let's be truthful here, because a lot of people don't talk about it. But Paul Pierce really is a GOAT, though. If y'all really think about how Paul Pierce used to carry and hit some game-winning shots with that slow crossover, he was just, I had to be all strength with Paul Pierce, man, because his crossover was so slow. But he was unstoppable. He was unstoppable. Like, we got to give people their flowers, man. Paul Pierce really could have been a great. If LeBron wasn't in the league, Paul Pierce probably would have been the greatest in the league at that point in time. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. No cap. Like, in my opinion, I feel like Paul Pierce would have been the best in the league if LeBron wasn't in the league at that point in time. I mean, we had some stars. We had Melo, we had OJ Mayo, we had Rudy Gay, we had the list goes on and on, man. That was my year. I loved the Celtics that year because I was a huge fan of Rajon Rondo. They was calling me Rondo because I had long arms and all that, and I was always dropping off Magic Johnson dimes, you know what I mean? That's what I call them. But definitely, though, man, I give Paul Pierce his flowers. I definitely give LeBron his flowers for getting his jump shot together. But I also got to be truthful, though, man. Yeah, he didn't carry. He didn't carry his team like he was supposed to. And I'm going to let the video talk about the rest because we know what he did. He took his talents down to South Beach just to beat them. He took his talents down to South Beach just to beat the Celtics. I ain't going to cap to y'all. With Wade, let's get to the video, man. I ain't about to put too many of my opinions out there, man. Like I'm some sort of basketball scholar or something like that. I barely can beat some of the best people in my city. Wink, wink. I already beat a lot of them.
He settled for jump shots. He looked disinterested on defense. In a crucial game of the series, it seemed like he didn't want to be there. He looked so different in the previous 4 games when he was attacking the rim relentlessly and delivering huge performances. That same intensity and energy, for some reason, were non-existent. This would also be the last game that he would play on Cleveland's home floor before leaving for Miami. If this was a one-time offense, then it wouldn't be such a big deal. But then he did it again the following year, in the finals, of all places. Is that he averaged 15.8 points per game on 44% shooting for the last 4 games of the series? Is that he scored 8 points in Game 4? Is that he refused to shoot the ball, even when he had wide open looks?
8 points?
Is that he refused to drive to the rim with a 38-year-old Jason Kidd guarding him. Said he took himself out of the game on the biggest stage of the NBA. Playing as detached and passive as LeBron did, with a finals game at stake, is very hard to defend. But then he had a 7-year stretch where he pulled out more than enough big-time performances to nearly erase that crime.
Okay.
The moment after the Miami Heat lost the finals in 2011, many people went as far as to say that he would never enter the GOAT conversation.
I know he was sorry.
He's not only back in the conversation, but some people believe he deserves that title.
He do.
And I don't blame anyone for thinking that. But for me, the greatest player of all time for any sport should never be accused of giving up on a playoff game. They should never be the third leading scorer for their own team and let a role player average more points for the series.
Ooh.
That's what Jason Terry was able to do. That's why I don't have LeBron James as the GOAT. But that's just me. Do you think he should be pardoned for those 2 seasons?
No.
And what about the other 3 players that we mentioned?
Hecky no.
Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.
You already said thank y'all for watching and coming and like the video and subscribing. It's your boy DtaeNoDinero here, man. But look though, let's be honest here, man. LeBron earned them titles. He did his thing. I can tell you that for sure. But let's touch on something real quick. Us not giving other NBA players their flowers, or I got that from my dude. Hey, they know a love. I love that word now. I'm using that a lot now. You know, flowers. Hey, them not giving other NBA players their flowers, when you talking statistically, because other people are just Hall of Famers or whatever the case may be, is nonsense. People that play basketball all their life have real skills. And you never know when them people are going to come and show up and play die-hard basketball. And Jason Terry had been in the league longer than LeBron at that point in time. So considering that Jason Terry had more points than LeBron is a problem, it's nonsense, straight up. Because Jason Terry he's an NBA player. That's what he gets paid to do, to score. On top of that, LeBron went against Dirk Nowitzki. We all know Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Famer too. Come on, you know, I mean, besides Larry Legend and that step back, Dirk Nowitzki had that step back on down to a capital T, dot your I's, all of that. He was spectacular at it. I mean, 7 foot, he in and outside, from the arc and inside. He opened the floor up for all his teammates to be able to have scoring ability. And that's what happened. Unfortunately, in LeBron's case, is he was drafted to a team where there weren't really that many veterans to help teach him and guide him. So he had to just learn and roll with the punches season after season after season after season, and so on and so forth. So we got to commend the fact of the matter that LeBron matured in the league and still maintained such a high level of ranking, playing against other people that had been in the league longer than him. We got to commend him for that, man. We got to give that man his flowers, you know? So at the end of the day, I definitely got to say NBA players get paid to be NBA players, man. I don't take no talent. I don't take nothing away from none of them. You never know when somebody going to come up and pull up and just knock down all their threes. They've been shooting threes for 10 years plus. What are you talking about? But hey, man, shout out to that boy Basketball Universe, because he had some good insights. He brought up some good time. He brought up some good topics, and he was on point with a lot of stuff, though. But all of those people do deserve to still be in the Hall of Fame. They're all greats to me. I have mad respect for all basketball players on all levels, especially the GOATs. Especially the GOATs, man. I looked up to y'all. You know what I mean? Iconically, I looked up to y'all. Y'all really led me down a real athletic path of just wanting to be just better than everybody else, you know? So I definitely got to give a round of applause. So, it's your boy, DtaeNoDinero. You like the video? I appreciate you. If you subscribe, I appreciate you. And we out. Peace. Let's get it, silly butt.